Hi, my name is Rachel and this is my story. First, I wasn't always a 17-year-old cute and feminine young lady. Would you believe a very unhappy 44-year-old man in ill health? Well, that was me, I'm sad to say. I was so unhappy that I tried to commit suicide many times and ruined the lives of 3 wives and 8 children. Yes, I said 8. Just because you hate yourself and are unhappy being what you are doesn't mean that you don't want a normal life and family. Well, I'd always been a crossdresser, well, at least since I was 7 or so. When I was dressed, it was the only time I really seemed happy. One day soon after my last wife kicked me out, don't blame her, she just couldn't handle the depression anymore. I was wandering the mall looking for a new outfit to make me feel better. Something sexy always improved my mood. I'd looked in all the standard stores, but as usual they don't carry much in my size. I'm too damn large to be considered effeminate in anyone's book. When I come across the most beautiful dress I've ever seen in a store I've never seen before. Kind of strange for a major mall outlet too, would you believe it has a wooden door of all things? Well, the strangeness of the store wasn't going to stop me for 1 minute. That dress was too good to be true. So I opened the door and stepped inside without ever even glancing at the shop's name. Barely hearing the tinkle of the shop's bell, I went straight over to the window that the dress was in. I heard a sound behind me but never bothered to turn around as I asked the clerk if it came in a size 20W. He said, "Rachel, actually it doesn't, but that shouldn't be a problem as it is designed to fit whoever wears it perfectly." As I turned around and saw the wizard, I slowly took in the shop around me, remembering every description of it I've ever read on the internet. All I could say was, "Oh, my God." Smiling, the wizard says, "Not even close to that powerful, my dear. It's nice to finally meet you, wizard. I've been fantasizing about this meeting for what seems like forever. You only needed to look and be certain that you wanted to find me and you would have." Laughing, "Yes, I've been kind of wishy-washy on that point, haven't I?" "Yes, you have." He smiled in return. "Now down to business. I believe you are interested in that dress in the window, are you not, dear?" "Oh yes, very. It's so beautiful. It's Chinese silk straight from China, my dear, and comes with a matching bra, garter belt, and panty set. The hose are, however, extra. What will I look like when I put it on? Let me see." He looked at me piercingly with those kind, ancient eyes. As he smiled, "Well, I see you are an Inuyasha fan, and it seems that you have always wanted to look like Kagome. I know, in real life form, not anime, don't worry." "What about my children? I don't want to hurt them any more than I already have. We can handle that one of 2 ways, dear. The first being that you died and they are well off in their new life without you. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Or, second, they know who you are and what you've become and are accepting of your change and supportive of it." "Oh, yes, the second option, please." "But what about my ex-wife? Can she be included in that deal?" "Certainly, but I know what you were hoping for, that she will love you as you will become, and while I could do that it wouldn't be fair to her, so I'll just leave it as a possibility and she will need to make up her own mind, okay?" "Yes, I can live with that." The wizard then waves his hand and the mannequin is naked and the dress and lingerie are in his hand. "Would you like to change here, dear?" "Oh, could I?" "Yes, please. The dressing room is through the curtain and immediately on your left." I walked through the curtain and looked for the dressing room. I smiled as I saw that it is marked ladies. After undressing, I caressed the silk dress and marveled at the feel for the softest silk I have ever encountered in my life. I have always loved silk, so I buy it as often as possible. Looking at the black silk and lace bra, I see that it is a 34C cup. I wonder how I am ever going to get it around my 44-inch chest, but then the wizard did say that it was made to fit the wearer perfectly. I put my arms through the shoulder straps, and as soon as I do, I feel a strange tingling everywhere that the material has touched. As I watch, what hair I have on my arms lightens and becomes as soft as the silk of the dress. I took the bra straps in my hands and reached around my back, fastened them together. Why do all the other authors go on about how hard this is? I've never had much trouble after I got used to wearing brassiere. It of course fit perfectly, and as I looked down, my breasts filled the cups nicely without being pinched. Next, the black silk garter belt, but it was so little and my waist is anything but small. I grinned as I thought what it would look like in it. Again, the strange tingle, this time centered on my waist. Wow, it can't be more than 22 inches now. Excuse me, Mr. Wizard sir, it never hurts to be civil to a wizard after all. I'd like to get those hose if it's okay with you. This dress deserves something in a seamed stocking, does it not? Certainly, Rachel, no problem at all. I think you can afford them without hurting yourself financially. A pair of black silk seamed stockings appeared in my hand, and I laughed as I rolled them up and started putting them on. Well, at least the tingle isn't so strange anymore. As I watched, my legs became quite long and very feminine. I looked in the mirror, disappointed. I saw the same old mannish mug. Well, I still needed to put on my dress. As I slipped it over my head, I got dizzy and dropped down onto the bench that was attached to the wall behind me. Strange, I hadn't seen that there a minute ago. When my head cleared, I looked into the mirror again and gasped. The girl that looked out at me could be no one other than Kagome. I looked stunning in the silk Chinese gown. I wondered how many people would drop over when I go to my next anime convention in Kagome's little schoolgirl outfit. I can't wait. I left the dressing room after putting on my 2 and ankle strap heels. Wait, weren't these flat-soled sandals a minute ago? Oh well, like they all say, he is a wizard after all. I walked up to the wizard and give him a kiss on the cheek. But that wasn't necessary, Rachel. Maybe not, but I do want to thank you so much. Now as to what I owe you for the dress and stockings. The dress is $150 and the stockings are $12, dear. No problem. Would you prefer check or MasterCard? Oh, and could I buy my daughter a gift certificate? Why not? You think she'd really want one from SRU? Never can be sure. She's not exactly happy how she is, and she has read all the stories, so if she wants to use it all, I'll just ask that you add the guarantee that she is happy with the results. Certainly, I believe a $50 certificate should cover anything she would like. Your total will be $224.72. The state tax here is 6%, is it not? Never can keep it straight. It would be nice if they could just make it the same in all dimensions. Yes, it is, and I'll put it on my MC. Oops, wait, I left my wallet and my clothing in the dressing room. No, dear, it's right here in your purse. Oh, how sweet of you. It matches my new dress. After signing my credit card receipt with my new name, I'd noticed that the name on my card had changed to Rachel. I once again kissed him on the cheek. Did I see a hint of a blush? No, you didn't, you little tart. Now get out of here before I turn you into a toad for being presumptuous. I grinned as I walked out of his shop to begin my happy new life. The end. Or so I thought to myself as I saved the story. I mean, really, the wizard and SRU are only fiction after all, are they not? So I finally finished off my first SRU story, and the first story I felt would be worth posting on Fictiontopia, which called for a celebration. So what to do to celebrate? What else? Go shopping. Wish I could actually find that Chinese silk dress. I mean, I love silk and those Chinese gowns are stunning. So where to shop is the only real question. Go local, where the shopping is limited to a few stores like JCPenney, Belk Simpson, and Dawhares, or drive 75 miles and go somewhere where there are actually nice stores to shop in. I did say this was a celebration, did I not? Drive, girl, drive. Oh, I am a bad girl. 75 miles in 45 minutes. Glad the state boys weren't paying attention that day. Now all I needed to do was find a parking space and head for the stores. Where first? Frederick's or Victoria's Secret? Frederick's. VS never has much in my size anyway, damn them. As I made my way to Frederick's, I was drawn down a dimly lit, barely used section off the main concourse. There in the back corner I saw something that I could not believe, a dress exactly as I described in my story sitting in the window of a little closed front shop. No way in hell can this be happening. I look more closely at the shop and it says spells are as clear as day in Old English script. This cannot be real. But why not look in and see? What's the worst that can happen? Well, I could become a mannequin or Toad, huh? Screw fear, I'm going in. Can you say déjà vu? It was like a play that I had seen before, right down to the total I paid for my purchase. I had never felt anything like it before. I could only do what I had written and no deviations from the script were allowed. As the wizard says, no you didn't you little tart, now get out of here before I turn you into a toad for being presumptuous. And I smile and turn to leave. I feel like I can control my own self once more and stop and shake my head. Looking at the wizard, all I could do was say, what? The wizard looked around and shook his head. Now that was a strange sensation, never felt anything like it before. A strange look came over his face as he raised his hand and I froze in place. Sorry about that, dear, but there are a few things I need to investigate before I allow you to leave my shop. Please sit down. Once more I was forced to obey someone else's will, although this time there is no sense of déjà vu. This is a totally new situation. I walked back into the shop and sat down on a recliner that had not been there a moment before. Danny, get your cute butt out here. There is something strange going on and I need you to keep this young lady company while I investigate matters. When she arrived in the front of the shop, the wizard rushed back the way she had come from. So why are his panties in a bind? Asked Danny. I'm not real sure, it was just so strange. I finished this story about SRU and then come shopping in Celebration and find you guys. Then everything I wrote in the story happened just like it's a play. That is weird. I never knew you authors could influence the wizard like that. Neither did I, or I would have done this years ago. Wow, I wouldn't tell the wizard that, girl, you could end up being something very unpleasant. As she finished speaking, the wizard left the back of the shop and walked toward us, shaking his head. Well, now I am surprised. Never thought I would learn something new this late in life. I don't suppose you will enlighten me, would you, sir? I say. Well, young lady, it seems that you are something new, or at least never before noticed. An author that can affect not only the reality that you create but your own reality as well. I am at a loss as to what to do with you. Leave you to find your own way or erase you from existence altogether. Now wait a minute here, all I did was write a short story about you and what I wished would happen to me, nothing more. Why would I deserve to die for that? It is not what you have done, my dear, but what you could do, and as I cannot seem to affect your abilities in any way other than by removing you as a threat, I am at a total loss. Oh, how nice, since I've done nothing wrong but had a fantasy fulfilled and become what I was always meant to be, you are going to kill me. That isn't what I always thought you were about. At least it seemed you were about correcting wrongs, not perpetuating them. Now, Rachel, I didn't say that was what I had decided to do, just that those seemed my only options. Danny, Master, can you not at least wait to see if she is going to cause trouble? That is the problem, Danny. She could just rewrite the whole scheme of things without meaning to. Her power seems to be limited only by her imagination. As what happened today showed me, it seems to be rather fertile. While I could think of a few things that could be changed for the better. The problem that we wizards and witches have discovered with trying things like that is that things can become much worse when we try to make them better. It can best be said that the universe likes some suffering to balance what happiness there is. I.e., good must be balanced by evil, or the entire universe could become unstable. So I can't try to make things better? Is that not what you have been doing for a few hundred years? True, but I correct small wrongs, little injustices in the grand scheme of things and try to be happy with being able to bring happiness to a few without creating chaos. So could someone not teach me what can be done and what is too much? I would be willing to look into some kind of apprenticeship for you if you will allow me to put some kind of restraint on your talent until something can be worked out. And just how would you do that? I can think of a rather simple way actually. You write a short story in which I am able to turn off your ability to alter reality. If you are as powerful as all auguries suggest, then you should be able to grant me that ability. A Deal with the Wizard by Rachel, and well, he did say it had to be a story, did he not? Let's see, I guess I need to set up something for the particulars of the abilities I am going to give the wizard. Damn it, Danny, quit looking over my shoulder. This is going to be hard enough as it is without shit like that going on. Oops, did I forget to mention that I am still an SRU with the wizard and Danny watching me as I write this? Kind of disconcerting to say the least, if I must say so myself. Damn it, wizard, you think it's any easier with you reading the words from my mind as I try to write them? Good God, give me a break, go mix up a potion or something. All right, Danny, let's go do as the young lady says and mix up a potion. Added in a whisper. We can watch things just as easily from my magic mirror in the back. I heard that. It's not like I'm going to try to fly the coup when you turn your back. This scares me more than it does you, damn it. Okay, maybe now I can get back to the story without any interruptions. After a long talk with the wizard about the problems with altering reality, we decide that I need a tutor and that it would be best if he could limit my abilities until my tutor and I decide that I am ready for the responsibility. With that decision, the wizard searches through his stock and finds the perfect item to solve my problem. It is a small dragon pendant clutching an empty vial. I look at him with puzzlement and ask what it does. He tells me when it is worn that it absorbs the magical talent of the wearer and stores it in the vial until released by the wearer's tutor, or 1 year has passed. Wait a minute, young lady, I did not agree to any time limitation. Nor did I agree to allow you to bottle up my talent forever, old man. Getting a bit big for your britches, aren't you? Well then just kill me and get it over with. It's not like I didn't almost succeed in that myself just 2 years ago. That's enough of that kind of talk. I did not make you a beautiful young lady just to kill you before an hour was up. Well then come up with an acceptable compromise, as I will not agree to letting you decide that you can keep my talent bottled up forever. How about a yearly review with the 3 of us deciding on whether or not to contain your talent for the following year? I smile. Fine, as long as I get the deciding vote and you two are only allowed to present your reasons for wanting to keep it contained if that is how you feel at that time. That would be acceptable. Underlined text is deleted text left in this version so the reader will understand the events as they transpired. He tells me when it is worn that it absorbs the magical talent of the wearer and stores it in the vial until released by the wearer's tutor, or an agreement is made at the yearly review of the wearer's progress. Better. Oh, hush. He also tells me that the wearer is given the ability to learn magic in the same way as he learned it in his youth. Oh, no you don't, damn it, give a girl a break. I'll still have to learn how to use it, won't I? Well, the tutor I had in mind for you can't be expected to teach you magic also, although some of the same principles are involved. It's just too much work for one person. Fine, Danny can teach me. Oh no, I can't, screams Danny. Pouting, why not, Danny? I'm no damn teacher. Well, aren't you teaching Aaron? Well, sort of. Fine, then you can do the same for me. Shaking his head, I don't know how I get myself into these situations. Smiling to myself, I think this is going to be fun after all. The wizard collected the pendant from behind his counter and handed it to me, saying that he hoped that he hadn't made a serious mistake. I smiled, saying that he might just enjoy having some more help from time to time. Help, he laughed. Apprentices are never helpful, always getting in the way. I put the pendant on and a violet glow surrounds me, making me feel weak, and then like an electrical charge has passed through every cell of my body. Well, now I guess that ends the interesting things that happen after I write a story. By the way, I'll need some way to keep in touch with Danny, won't I? See, already causing me extra work. But this you are going to have to pay for, as he hands me a cell phone, $69.95 plus tax. Young lady, I'll be damned if I'm paying for your education, and everything you use will be billed in a similar manner. I just kept smiling. It had already been more fun than I'd had since I was 17 the first time. So just how does the cell phone work? Same as any other cell phone, with a few exceptions, that is. 1. It will only call Danny. 2. It will contact her anywhere she is. 3. And this is the good one, there are no charges whatever. Cool, I said. Now what is that thing I have gotten to like to saying to you? Oh yes, now you little tart, get out of here before I turn you into a toad for being presumptuous. This is going to be more fun than I've ever had. Now for that shopping trip, I believe I was headed to Fredericks of Hollywood.